Okay, I am going to show you how to solve the linear equations, the systems of equations on the graphing calculator. It's going to be the easiest method ever, and this is what you're going to use most of the time, especially on the STAR test, just because it's really easy and will always give you the right answer. So I am going to share my screen so we can do this. And here is my desktop. So remember, you should have TI Nspire software on your laptop. It's this icon right here. Make sure you have it. If you do not have this software on your laptop, you need to make a point to come up to the school, sit in the parking lot, make sure your laptop is charged before you come up, and have it turned off. And once you get to the parking lot, turn it on. It will sync with the school's Wi-Fi, and this icon, the software is supposed to be pushed in onto your laptop. So you'll turn your laptop on for a few minutes, turn it off, wait a few minutes, and turn it back on and see if this icon appears. If it does not appear, you might try it a second time, maybe give it a few more minutes. But if it does not appear, you need to call the help desk and have them help get it onto your laptop, or let me know so I can have them try to push it to your laptop, because you need to start using this TI Nspire software. Because it's what you're going to be using on the STAR test, which you will be taking in May. So anyway, here's the TI Nspire software. It's just like having the Nspire calculator in your hand when you don't have it. So it's going to come up, and when it does, it's going to look like this. Now, if you don't have this laptop, or not laptop, but if you don't have this keypad over here, you maybe come up and look at something like this or something like that. If it's looking like this, what you need to do is press under the toolbox, this little middle one that looks like a little calculator, and that will give you the screen that has all the numbers and the operations to do, and the home button. So over here is your home button, on off button. And when you press that, you have over here are two icons that we use. These are the only two icons we pretty much use this year. The left-hand one, the multiplication, division, add, subtract, is where you do all that, add, subtract, multiply, divide. And this one is where we put equations in and graph them. So you may say, fantastic, this is what I'm going to do, is I'm going to put my equation in here and go graph it. That's lovely if they give them to you in y equals format. If they don't, you have to solve them for y and hope you don't make a mistake, and then type it in and have a graph, and then go hit the tab button over here, and then you can come back and type in the second equation. Again, if they didn't give it to you in y equals format, you've got to solve it for y, and then put it in, hope you didn't make any mistakes, and then you can visually see where they intersect, or if they're parallel, or if they're on top of each other. There's an easier way to do it where you don't have to do any solving, and I know that's what you want to do because it doesn't involve any solving. Now, you would think I'm going to go to this icon, but you're not. So go to Home. You're going to go to the Add Subtract screen, surprisingly. This is where you find it. So under the Add Subtract screen, you're going to hit the menu over here. So everybody see the menu? It's just two below the On key. So hit Menu. We are in Algebra, so you're going to go to Algebra, which is number 3. Underneath Algebra, the second one is Solve Systems of Linear Equations, and that's what we are doing. We're solving a system of linear equations. It's called LinSolve, L-I-N solve. So that's kind of the shorthand. If I say go to LinSolve, that's what I mean. You're going to go to the Add Subtract screen. You're going to hit Menu, 3 and 2, and that puts you under Solve Systems of Linear Equations. All right, so once you're here, this is what pops up. How many equations do we have? We are always going to have 2, so it should already have 2 there, but if it's some other number, change it to 2 with your up and down keys over here. The variables are always x and y. You shouldn't have to change that. It should pop up as that. You're just going to hit OK. The next screen that comes up, this is where you type the equations. All this stuff is already here. You're just going to put the cursor right there and type your first equation. So let's say your first equation is, and I had some here that I was going to do. I don't know what I did with my equations. Okay. Here we go. I knew I had paper here with them. So my first equation, let's say, is 3x plus 2y equals 15. So let's do 3x plus 2y. You don't have to put spaces or anything. 3x plus 2y equals 15. Exactly however they give you the equations, you just type them in that way. And then the second equation goes right below it. So let's say the second equation is negative 3x plus 4y equals 3. Okay, so all you did was literally type in the 2 equations just like they gave them to you. You do not have to solve them for y. You give them just like they did. And then you're going to hit enter. So you can either hit enter over here on the keypad, or you can hit enter on your laptop. And when you do, it's going to tell you right over here, this is the point where they intersect at 3, 3. How easy is that? You just solved the systems of equations. Now, you may wonder, well, what does it look like when they're parallel, and what does it look like when they're on top of each other? So let me show you what that looks like. Go back to Home in between them. Go back to your Add Subtract screen. Menu, Algebra is 3, 2 for solve linear systems of equations. So here we are, hit OK. let's type in two equations that are identical. Let's say it is 2x plus 3y equals 2. And we're going to type the exact same equation in. So 2x plus 3y equals 2. Now, when they give them to you, they're not going to look identical. They're going to be in another format, but they're still going to be the same equation. So let's see what happens when the two equations are identical. So we're expecting these to be right on top of each other, right? So we're expecting this to be a infinite number of solutions. So let's see what it looks like. When you hit enter, it gives you this really weird thing. See how weird this is? So if you get a really weird answer like this means it's infinite solutions. Okay, so that weird one is your infinite solutions. Let's see what no solutions looks like. Okay, so let me go back to home. We're going to go to the add subtract icon. We are going to go to menu, 3 for algebra, 2 for solve systems of linear equations. Hit OK because we have two equations. And we're going to type in two parallel equations. So let's say y equals 2x plus 3 and y equals 2x minus 4. Notice the slopes are the same, 2 and 2. If the slopes are the same, these are parallel lines. The y-intercepts are different, so they're not on top of each other. One is up higher than the other one. So this one's crossing at positive 3 on the y-axis, this one's crossing at negative 4 on the y-axis. But these are going to be parallel lines, so these should be a no solution. So let's see what it looks like when it's no solution. No solution found. So when it tells you no solution found, that means there is no solution. It's either going to give you a point, an ordered pair, or it's going to say no solution, or it's going to give you a really weird thing. And if it gives you that really weird looking thing, then that's the infinite solutions. So go do the worksheet, type the equations in, go see what the answer is. Okay, it's that simple. Remember how to do it. If you need to, go back and watch the video again. Bye, everybody.